Oh, gosh. Oh. Oh.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, Terry.
How are you
Oh,
doing?
I'm having a terrible rush. Lovely. Anyway, welcome to the channel. Oh,
Thank you.
that's lovely.
This is going to be fun.
Well, welcome to my channel, everybody. Now, tell you what, something on my, can I have my makeup bag, crew? There's something on my face, Terry. Let's have a look at this. What's going on here? Oh, dear, is this the remains of last night's Saturday night takeaway? Oh, my goodness me. It's even in my ear, look.
Okay.
Oh, dear. Right. Now then, hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Now today I've got somebody really, really exciting to interview today. It's a London-based DJ who's been working in London clubs for the last 25 years, has been working in the music business for 25 years in music management. His name's TerryTopCat, DJ TopCat.
Hi everybody, good afternoon.
His real name's Terry Cedar. So I've got 21 questions, so I've got 50 here, my favourite 50 here, and we've got 21 questions today for Terry, which are quite interesting questions, I hope you'll find. Got a disco ball here going away.
You'll have a bit of disco in your life, haven't you?
So Terry, are you happy for me to ask you 21 questions today?
Of course, Boudicca, that'd be great. Thank
Excellent,
you.
Lovely makeup.
Thank you.
It's gorgeous. Take
Thank
your glasses off a minute so that the viewers can see. Look at his look at those beautiful eyes. I mean, just gorgeous. So let's see. Now, I'm going to talk to you about your career in the music business, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to be really interested in learning about this. So, can you remember, Terry, your first single that you bought and which year that was?
I think it was like 1982, and I was pestering my mum. I was like, Mum, I think I saw Top of the Pops and Adam Ant was on, and I just loved his look, and I loved the sound with all the two drums and drumming, and so I pestered her, and we went to Woolworths, and I bought Prince Charming on cassette. So it wasn't a single as such; it was a cassette, which is actually coming back. Cassettes.
Really?
Yeah. More and more record companies are releasing their artists on cassettes.
That's amazing.
You know, a lot of it's all old school, going right back.
Taking it way back.
Way back.
Because the thing is also, I know that you did used to sell records for a while at Portobello. You were very highly regarded. People came to you for you know. So it's really interesting that these things. I mean, all mine went in the fire. But of course, I've got the records.
We've got some wonderful ones.
We're going to play them later, aren't we?
Great.
We're going to have our own disco. So Woolworths, that's interesting because
Woolworths, which was so great, wasn't it? You missed
especially
Woolworths.
when they had sales and the records were like 25p sometimes, which was
Yeah.
Well, my first was Candy Staten Nights on Broadway.
Great.
So that was 1978,
Wow.
77.
Okay.
I'm a bit older than you, Terry.
You don't look it.
So that's the first question. So question number 2 is, what was your first gig that you went to, the first live gig that you went to?
So, as well as loving Adam and the Ants, I liked all like the Human League, Heaven 17, Imagination. But the first actual gig I went to, and I was 15, I went to, it was in December 82, and I still got the concert ticket, because I collect all music memorabilia, especially the concert tickets. So I went to Shalimar.
Oh!
We got Friends. I think it was that album, actually.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and they were fantastic, because obviously Jeffrey Daniels did the moonwalk on Top of the Pops, and that was before Michael Jackson. And I just kind of fell in love with that kind of American sound, especially Jodie Watley, who was just amazing.
Very well produced American, very smooth, as you'd expect, American R&B. Well, soul.
Yes.
It wasn't really R&B then. It was soul, disco,
kind of disco,
funk,
yes.
Very smooth, very, very seamless production. Beautiful music.
And you know, it was brilliant. So you know, and then that kind of whetted my appetite, because it's different when you actually listen to a cassette, CD, vinyl. I mean, vinyl sounds great, but actually going to see the artist take that performance on the product, to actually see them perform live, and then to see Jeffrey dancing and Howard and
absolute rubber band body. I mean, beautiful dancer, Jeffrey Daniels. Still,
Exactly.
so fit. Jeffrey, how do you do that? Can you give us some personal instruction, please?
So that was my first concert. Yeah.
How wonderful. What a wonderful experience. I mean, the fashions then as well, you know. I mean, I'm dressed sort of in the style that we're wearing, the sort of very, our period really is that we're locked into this sort of 20 years of music. Well, I am. You're quite good. You expand into other areas of music.
Yeah,
I'm
like all
afraid
kinds of music.
Yeah, you see, I need to learn a bit. I need to hang out with you more often.
Welcome anytime.
Because I'm a bit fixed. I'm a bit stuck in the 80s and the 90s. It's just a little
Well,
bubble.
it was a good time period, wasn't it? And 70s and 80s. Yeah, yeah.
So question number 3. Now, were you in love with a pop star?
Oh, gosh, confession time. Yes. Okay, the first pop star that I liked. And I got to meet him as well.
And you got to meet him
And he's
too.
a lovely guy as well. And I still know him. He's Holly Johnson from Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Lovely man.
Yes.
And again...
Beautiful man. That hair, that lovely demi-wave, always gives gorgeous.
I think it's like 1983.
Oh, I tell you, I'm a bit peckish. Crew, can we have some of our favourite snacks? Oh, lovely. Look at this coming on a silver tray.
Now we go
How about
old
a dip
school,
dab?
aren't we?
Oh, would you like
yes,
a dip dab?
please. Thank you.
Thank you, Crew.
I'll try not to be too messy.
Oh, don't worry. Goodness me.
So yeah, Holly Johnson.
Look at all this white powder.
So Holly Johnson from Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Lovely man.
So good looking.
And great band as well, Frankie Goes to Hollywood. They were-
Paul Rutherford.
I met Paul recently, about 6 months ago, and he was so fabulous. Lovely man.
Such
lovely man.
professionals, weren't they? These
Yeah.
were professional, real professional musicians. So, now that's interesting. So you did meet your teen idol. And I want to ask you, who's your favourite female artist of all time? Now, I know the answer to this, but you all don't know. So,
Wow. I have to admit, she wasn't when I was growing up. And obviously, when you discover new bands and new music. So, I was 15 when I first bought Adam and the Ants for Prince Charming. And then, I don't know, it must have been mid-90s, I just saw Miss Grace Jones. And obviously saw the film, and I just thought, wow, she's so unique.
Amazing.
Being an actress, originally started modelling, and she got some incredible music as well. So she was the first, she's my favourite female artist. I mean, there's loads of others that I love, but Grace, there's
and
no one like Grace.
you've met her several times.
Many times,
I
I've
know
been very
that.
fortunate. She's lovely, incredible lady.
Very private person. So
And
I won't ask you too much about
very
that.
kind,
but
very sweet,
kind.
super intelligent. And it's wonderful when you do meet, a musician or an artist that you totally idolise or you really admire their music. And for them to be more than what you expect. And she's always been so lovely to me. So big shout out to Chris Jones as well, because he's wonderful too as well. That's her brother.
You're coming on next, Chris. You're coming for the dip dab.
So yeah, Miss Grace Jones.
Beautiful, beautiful. And so elegant. I mean, obviously, I remember seeing her initially in the 70s on Russell Harty, where she... You deserved that,
He did. If you watch the whole interview, he was really rude to her.
So that was very interesting. I mean, her mother, of course, sadly passed away last year, the elder Mrs. Jones.
Yeah, Mother Jones.
Mother Jones, and she was a great influence on Grace's style. Grace has said very early on, even in the 70s, when she was being interviewed, that her primary style fashion icon was Mother Jones. And whenever I've seen pictures of you all, because I've seen pictures with you, Terry, with the family, the mother is so beautifully dressed. I mean, just Sunday best all the time. Real, beautifully coordinated colours. I mean, I suppose the mother is the influence for the absolute star that is Grace.
Yes, absolutely.
Miss Grace.
Yeah.
So, on to the next question then. Now, who is your favourite male artist of all time?
Well, that has to be, like I said, obviously I discovered David Bowie, Prince, but it was always Adam Ant. And just his music was just so different. And he was so strikingly good looking, but the music was so commercial. And yeah, I've always loved his music, and I've followed him from 1982 to right now.
He hasn't got any older. How come
He
he
looks
looks better? He
amazing.
looks like Johnny Depp. He's better looking now than he ever was then.
He's still,
He's gorgeous.
He's
I mean,
still a very good looking man.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, he is.
So good. I know. You see,
And a nice man, and a very nice guy too. Yeah.
that's really good.
Super intelligent, like Grace.
Well, if you're going to make it in the music business, you have to be very focused. You have to have there's got to be a modus operandi, a plan. It's got to be like that. So, right, I'm going to ask you now a question that they always ask on Desert Island Discs, but I've cut it right down to only 3 singles. You've got 3 favourite singles of all time to take with you on that desert island. You're abandoned, waiting for a hunky sailor to come and rescue you, whatever.
This one I really struggled with, and they're going to be not something. Okay, so the first one would be Prince, Alphabet Street, because that I love that song, and it always gets me in a good mood, and always want to get up to dance.
It makes you want to go out, doesn't it?
It makes you want to go out, exactly. And then Suffragette City by David Bowie. I love that song. And the last one is a band called Steely Dan, Haitian Divorce, which I absolutely love.
That's so unusual.
I know, I love that song. I've always loved that song. So they're kind of like different.
Very, very. You choose some. Well, you've got such an incredible knowledge of music.
Thank you.
I mean, you are an encyclopedic
From the 80s
knowledge.
onward, I suppose.
Yeah.
And then you
Steely
know, like
Dan,
you meet other friends, and they're into other stuff, and you know, you always kind of like learn. And I do like a lot of new bands, and I go and see a lot of new bands as well. So you know, music's for sharing and you know, and learning from other people and being inspired by as well.
Well said. Well said there, Terry. Well said. Now, I'm going to ask you the next one. Is where was your first DJ gig, and when was that?
It wasn't that long ago, actually. It was in the Troy Bar in Old Street, and a guy called Eddie, Jamaican guy, has a lovely place there, and it's a really nice vibe. So yeah, I did that, and I must admit, I was quite nervous because it's different, listening to tunes, and also I think it's important when you're a DJ. It's also kind of looking at what the crowd's like, and hopefully getting a vibe, and then keeping a good vibe and making sure people are having a good time as well as yourself, and playing good music. I want people to dance and have a good time.
Cool.
So I did like a 2-hour set there, which was fun. And then
Have you read Lindsay Wesker's book?
Sorry?
Have you read Lindsay Wesker's book?
No.
Oh, it's very good. Yeah, obviously another Choice FM DJ.
Okay.
The great book about anything to make them dance. You know, it's
and, you know, and there's lots of great DJs around, but you know, So for me, it's like creating a good vibe.
That was your first
hit,
in Old Street, here in London. Here in London.
Yeah. Which I love to DJ abroad too. You know.
Well, we're going to go on to that in a minute. So now, who are your DJ inspirations and style? I know exactly who you're going to say here, because it's obviously one of my favourite people as well, one of my favourite DJs.
So first one would have to be Steve Maximilian Yusebu, who has a show on Choice FM every Sunday. Is it 2 to 4?
Well, he's changed it. It's 3 to 5 now,
3
I
to
think.
5, okay.
Or is it earlier?
I'm not sure, but check him out.
Check it out.
So Steve Maximilian Yusebi, he's a great DJ, and that's a bit different because not only you see him live, but
interactive,
and he's singing and dancing.
Hyperactive, radioactive.
So he's singing and dancing, actually, to the tunes as well.
Oh, he's wonderful.
He's great style.
Oh, he just brings your Sunday up. If you feel down, you plug into that. You know, you just feel happy. You can't help but feel happy to see the guy. You know,
absolutely
amazing.
And then obviously,
Steve.
going out on the gay scene, so you had Princess Julia, who else? Fat Tony, and then there's a couple of guys now, like my DJ partner, DJ Alpha, who's fantastic. He plays funk and soul and hip hop and reggae. And
that's a nice mix.
And Adil Magic is another great DJ. You know, a Skin from Skunk Anansi is not kind of the music I normally listen to, but amazing.
Interesting.
Amazing. So yeah, there's lots of different styles of DJ, and obviously the old school ones like Frankie Knuckles.
Oh,
and,
well,
you know, all the New York DJs and Larry Levan, and so I like, I just say all genre of music, and again, if it creates a good vibe and the music's great, then I'm exactly. I'm also sorry. So my favourite ever DJ was a guy called Tallulah, who was a pioneer on the gay scene. He started in the early 60s till he sadly passed away about 15 years ago, and he played the best disco set ever. So I DJed.
Where was he based? He was based in London?
He was based in London, and I DJed because of him, because he was
how amazing.
the biggest inspiration ever. As much as, musical artists. He was funny and witty, and Boy George and Pete Burns, everybody loved him.
Yeah, George is a fabulous DJ.
No one, he is great, and no one ever said a bad word against him. He was
how lovely, Tallulah.
So well loved. Yeah,
her name is Tallulah.
Tallulah, yeah.
So we're on to the next question, which is question number 9. What musical genre are you bored with, and why?
Ooh, well, I'm quite open-minded with music. I wouldn't say bored. One genre I don't quite understand, but there's lots of good artists. Is grime. Maybe it's an age thing. I mean, I like things which are melodic.
Yeah.
I mean, I love music and the beats and stuff. But saying that, when I went to the Jonathan Ross show to see Grace, Stormzy was on, and he had a song called Grace with the choir, and he's a grime artist and really intelligent guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really familiar with too much grime, but there's a lot of good artists within that genre, so I wouldn't say I'm bored with anything. But that's one genre that I don't really understand.
You think
so
perhaps
much.
it's a little overrated?
Not really, because a lot of the kids are into it, and there's a lot of positivity coming through in that scene as well. So
Good.
yeah.
If it gets people off the streets and gives them something to do other than go around,
Well,
you know,
people like
all the
Stormzy.
other problems like knife, and if it gives them something
Yeah.
to do, this is really good. So, right, well, let's move along then to question 10, because we've still got 11 to go. I mean, obviously in our day, artists artists didn't really earn very much from the records unless they'd actually written the songs. Is that still the case today? Or do you think that the earning and the way the money's distributed has become different?
Definitely different. It's definitely different with the digital age. On one hand, with the internet, you know, the artists are more in contact directly with their audience. But yeah, it's always been about the songwriting. So obviously, if you do write your songs, you earn more money that way. You know, there's lots. It's completely changed as well. So what was the question again? Sorry.
Well, it was just, you've answered it. You've already answered it. You've said it already.
I don't think artists earn as much money as they did back in the day, to be honest with you.
Do you not think so?
No.
I mean,
because it's, one, there's less record companies, and two, things like...
it's a digital age that's
and also
changed.
the streaming, things like Spotify and all these other streaming services, you can have them like 1 million plays, and you only get £4,000 or something. It's ridiculous. So there's still
Goes
a lot
very quick these days, doesn't it? It doesn't really go anywhere. I mean, also, looking at things like the Brit School of Performing Arts, I mean, God, you know, if that had been there when we were 15, we would have been going there. It's really been a purveyor of talent in this country, hasn't it? So many good, mostly vocalists we're talking about, have come out of that Brit School. Oh, God, Terry, why didn't we go there? Why were we too old?
Well,
we want to be younger again.
I never could sing or play an instrument, but...
I want to go back to school.
Yeah, you got people like, you know, obviously Adele, but Amy Winehouse for me was one of the greatest artists, and she came
beautiful
from
woman.
that. You know, and people kind of look at that negativity, and I've had bands tell me, well, you know, they're based in Brighton and they're fantastic. They're called Sons, they're brilliant. But you know, if there's if an artist who plays in Brighton who are associated with the Brit School, then obviously they got an audience straight away there because all the students are encouraged to go and see the band. But you know, it's difficult with live bands and stuff to actually get an audience to come out.
It's interesting. I mean, obviously TV talent shows as well that showcase new talent. I mean, right from the history of the TV shows like Stars, Stars in Your Eyes, things like that. I mean, obviously we're looking more at The Voice now, X Factor. I don't watch them. I'm just too old. I can't. I mean, do you watch those shows?
Sometimes for the entertainment value, but firstly, you've got to remember they're entertainment shows on a Saturday night, and they don't.
Very interesting.
So it's also like The Voice. Historically, none of the artists who've actually won it have really been successful because of BBC don't really follow up after they win it. So they haven't really had that many successful careers. There was a show on Channel 5 called Must Be About the Music. They had Dizzy Rascal, Jamie Cullum as the judges. And actually, when it got to the semi-finals, it was all original performances on the downloads of the songs, and the artist kept every penny.
That's really,
and that
really
was,
good.
that for me was the way forward.
Needless to say, it's been scrapped.
It was scrapped after one season, and it was so good.
Yeah.
And you know, but
authentic.
Very authentic. So it's, you know, again, it's all entertainment shows, and it's for them making money.
It's
rather
getting
than
it mixed up, isn't it? That's the trouble. I mean, music is a talent and a gift. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was very different in our day, in that these people were famous people, well, stars or whatever. They were really accessible. You know, I mean, the first person I danced with in heaven when I was 14 was George Michael.
Was it really?
You
Did you dance with
yeah.
him? Oh,
And I
lucky
remember
you.
thinking, what's George Michael doing in a gay club? It's like 1983. So this is before he came out. And you know, he knew everybody there. He knew everyone. It was, hi, Georgie. Hi, girl. Hi, lady.
What a talent.
I mean, what a dancer. I was
dancer.
exhausted after 2 minutes. Really, 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 really good. But people, they were more accessible in our day. Now everybody's behind these huge fences, and it's all very, I don't know, you know, but I still believe in, that's why I love live performance.
You got to remember also that.
Which is going on to something else, which I was going to say about the fact is a lot of these live music venues are closing down, especially in London. We're really a victim of this, especially in Soho. Obviously, being turned into luxury flats. It's happening in Clapham. It's happening on the south side. It's I don't know about North London so much, but certainly on my side down here, flats, and you know, there's no music venues now because of course the people moving to the flats and they complain about the music.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
they want to be somewhere hip and cool like Shoreditch, and then they moan about the fact there's a club next door.
But there's still a few good. I mean, I don't know if you're aware. For me, the best live music venue is Under the Bridge, which is in Chelsea Football Ground. I think
But Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, in Chelsea, and I think Abramovich spent maybe like £2 million on it. Amazing sound. It's not that big, and I've seen Dreadzone, who are amazing live, Adam out there. Really great venue. Unfortunately, they don't have everything on every week, but there's still, it's very sad. There's lots of music venues closing, unfortunately.
I mean, what does every woman want for Christmas? Roman Abramovich. Really? That's everybody's ideal present, isn't it, really? Well, I'm glad to see there is somewhere, and I'm glad to see that he's helping to support young people in the music business. Now, clubs of the 80s dance scene, we can't, no conversation with you is complete without talking about Rage the Rage was actually the late 80s, the early 80s, of course, Heaven, a Thursday night, gay night.
Yeah, I
was
there.
there.
To Heaven quite a lot.
It's my first nightclub.
Was it really?
I was
Probably
14.
Really? Wow. Heaven was great back in the day.
Wasn't it exciting?
It was so good.
Everyone's so dressed, the Blitz.
I never went to the Blitz.
Well,
I
I
was
went
too
there,
young
but
for that.
yeah, you're a bit too young. I did go there, but it was already sort of finishing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
But Heaven, of course, took over.
Yeah.
God, it was so exciting. We were
It was.
All the men were beautiful, makeup, gorgeous. Yeah, it was just gorgeous. So that was the 80s. I mean, the 80s dancing then, of course, transgressed into the house music, the acid scene.
Which was great too.
Fabulous.
I loved acid house.
I mean, there was a time at Heaven when it was actually had one floor with Donna O'Leary was playing all the house music, and there was somebody playing grunge sort of indie as well. It was all everything. It was Danny Rap. It was a mix-up of, and that was the very start of that whole. I'm going to get told off here because Nikki, of course, Nikki Holloway was the pioneer of what they found in Ibiza when they went to hear.
I've never been to Ibiza, you know.
Been to Ibiza?
No, I've never been to Ibiza, no.
We must go, darling.
Yeah, we must go, yeah.
We must go.
For something good, though.
Well, you're off to New York next week.
Yeah,
You're going on Monday.
Yeah, can't wait. I love New York. Yeah.
You little starry thing. And then I think it's LA as well, I've been told. The little bird told me. He's off to, well, he's not off.
Maybe hopefully in July to see Adam out.
Now, this is interesting. Who are you next seeing perform live and where?
Okay, actually tonight I'm going to see an artist called Serafina at the Notting Hill Arts Club. Got to get my ticket, and it's Terence Trent D'Arby's daughter. So I've never seen her perform.
He's got a different name now.
He's called Sananda Betrayer.
Yeah,
He's based in Milan, and then
he was beautiful.
Still is.
Very misused. I think misused by the business.
Yeah, he didn't have a great.
To some extent, he had a bad experience with the manipulation. And so his daughter, she must be gorgeous.
Yeah, she is.
Talented.
I don't know. I haven't heard her music. I'm just going.
Interesting.
Just out of curiosity, and it's local. And also, I'm going to see this amazing band, Sons, which are a two-piece band from Brighton, on Friday. And then that's
Where are they playing on Friday?
They're playing Seabright Arms, I think, which is in Bethnal Green.
Cool.
So I like going everywhere.
Yeah,
you know, if there's a good band anywhere in London, if I can get there and back, then I'll be there.
Where's the furthest you've ever travelled to see a live performance?
Grace Jones, Hollywood Bowl, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
Beautiful open air venue, and
beautiful weather.
If you've never seen Grace Jones live, she's doing doing Festival and Henley Festival this summer, and she's incredible live. Henley should be good.
Yeah. She puts a lot of work into it, certainly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, where is your dream DJ residency?
Oh, what a good question. Well, I think the best club I ever been to was called Body and Soul, and it used to have Francois Clavakian, which was based in New York, and I saw D-Train, who were playing on Friday doing a PA.
Where are they playing?
Who, D-Train?
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
I think I've seen this come up on my... someone's popped this up to me. It's somewhere here.
Somewhere in London,
yeah.
I'm going to try and go.
Oh, we should go.
We should go. And they're doing a night here, Body and Soul, and I'm away in New York, unfortunately. How ironic is that? So if they ever did, they resurrected Body and Soul in London, I would definitely love to DJ there, because that's the best club I've ever been to, because the music was incredible, and then you see D-Train do You're the One for Me, and music, I mean, wow. That would be like the brilliant residency.
It'll be the cherry on the cake, really.
Yeah.
So where and when are you next DJing, Terry?
So I'm DJing on Saturday at the Mason's Arms in Harrow Road.
Mason's Arms, Harrow Road.
And it's from 9 till 2 with a massive DJ inspiration with me called Adil Magic.
Adil Magic. I've heard of Adil.
And he's brilliant. Lovely guy. Plays similar music. So it'll be like disco, funk, some house, old school house. Yeah, and I'm very honoured that he asked me to DJ with him. So
very exciting.
It was a 2.5 hour set. And
then
it's
you're
free.
straight on the plane after that to New York.
Yeah.
One day of sleeping and packing and you're gone.
I never sleep.
Girlfriend. So lastly, my last of my 21 questions. I know, it's so quick. So the last thing is, what advice have you particularly got? Have you got some advice for the audience to speak to them for young people who are trying to break into the music business? If people are suffering, people are feeling that they're up against a wall, what would you say to them, Terry? Because you've stayed quite under the radar, but you've consistently managed to make your money in the music business. And the knowledge that you have, of course, has gone on through all these years and just got more and more. So what would your advice be to the young people?
What a great question. Well, just be true to yourself and, you know, don't do music or anything creative for money, really. Just do it for the love of art and you want to do it because it's your passion. And keep going, because it's really tough. It's really tough. I went to this question time with Mark Jones yesterday and had like Martin Ware and Steve Norman from Spandau Ballet. Someone asked the same thing, and you know they said the same thing. Is, you know, just keep going and being positive, and you know.
And what will come will come.
And what will come will come. Yeah.
Hopefully.
And, you know, just keep going and being positive and creating your art, and don't do it for money, really. I mean, if you want to make a career out of it, great. But you know, be authentic to
because
who you
otherwise,
are.
if you're just about the money, you lose that thread that people
Absolutely.
originally saw you wanted to be around you for. That's the end of 21 questions.
Wow.
You've been with
Thank
Boudicca. You've been with Terry, TerryTopCat.
Thank you very much.
Join us again. Don't forget then, folks, to subscribe to the channel. If you've enjoyed it today, subscribe. Please follow us and please leave any comments. Anything you want to ask Terry, you can. You know, he'll answer questions and tell you where he's next DJing and what's happening. Thank you a lot.
Thank you. Mwah.
Thank you.
Bye.
It's a wrap.
That was fun. Oh no, it's still recording.